You clicked on this video for one of two reasons. One, you're thinking about maybe dabbling in fountain pens a little bit, but you're not real sure. So you're on the YouTubes searching out whether you should invest money into this fancy looking old-timey pen. Or two, you're a fountain pen enthusiast and you know I'm full of crap. Welcome back to Stormin Norman Says. I'm Stormin Norman. That must mean I have some things to say. It also means I forgot to turn that light off. Today, we're going to talk about a couple reasons why you might not want to buy a fountain pen. If you're on the fence about it, you're not sure, I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to give you the facts as I see them anyway. Number one, they ain't cheap. Show me the money! I'm sure if you're thinking about it, you've been looking at the websites, you've been on the Jet Pens, maybe Amazon, you've been on the Goulet Pens, you've been on the Pen Chalet, Gold Spot Pens. What was that place I bought from recently? I don't remember what it was called. But you've probably been on there checking them out and you're like, these things are pricey. I don't know if I want to get into all this. They are a little bit more pricey than, let me find an example here. Sharpie S-Gel. These 4-pack, I recently bought 4 of these. They're like $5 for a 4-pack of these, and they had 3 different colors in there. This is the blue, because I don't use blue ink. And you can get a, 12-pack of, what are they called? Pilot G2s. You can get like a 12-pack of these bad boys. You probably already use them. For like, $12 on Amazon. Something like that. Like $1 a pen. They're cheap. Then you look at a fountain pen and you're like, that's one pen. For that much money? And you're probably like, I don't know about all that. So yeah, they're expensive. They're not all expensive. What's this? Zebra? I think this was, so I'll give you my history here. I bought a fountain pen, I don't know, probably 15, 20 years ago. I don't know how long ago it was, but it feels like it was a long time ago. And I didn't know nothing about them at the time. I was just like, that's a cool looking pen. Like I've seen it in movies and stuff, like cartoons. And that's part of the reason I didn't stick with it, because I didn't know how to change. Like I wasn't really a YouTube connoisseur like I am now, to where I would just go, let's go on YouTube and see if they got a video about it. It's kind of what I do now. Didn't really do that 15, 20 years ago. So the first fountain pen I bought, probably, I don't know where I got it from, but it was a store. I want to say it was a grocery store. It might have been when I worked at Winn-Dixie in high school. Possibly. But, like I said, I used it until the ink that was in it ran out, and then I didn't know what to do after that. Like, I don't know, like in cartoons, they got the little thing, stick it in the ink bottle, and Bugs Bunny will pull a little arm up, and it would suck the ink into the pen, and then he would squirt it in somebody's face. But, you know what I'm talking about. But this Zebra pen I bought probably 6-ish years ago. And I was like, I kind of want to get back into this fountain pen thing. Give it another shot. But I don't want to deal with, like, how does this work? Like, I don't know how this works. So I bought this disposable one, probably from Amazon. And it's a Zebra. It still works as far as I know. Yeah, it still works. What is this nib? Don't say. But it looks like a fine, or maybe an extra fine. Looks like it's still got quite a bit of ink in it. So this was probably like $5. We can look it up. So we'll say it was like $5 or $6. I recently did a video on this Platinum Preppy. $6 on Amazon. for this Preppy, and it's got interchangeable ink cartridges in it. So this one don't. This Zebra don't. So when this one runs out of ink, you toss it in the garbage and buy a new one. Which is wasteful, you know, depending on how you look at it, what side you're on. If you're like a moderate kind of commonsensical person or like a tree hugger or something, you might look at this as wasteful. It is a little wasteful, but this one, like, practically the same thing, but this one you can change the ink cartridge out in. But like I said, they're pricey. Not these ones, but you start off with these ones, and then you're like, that's pretty cool, but my friend over here has this pen, and it does this and that, and I like the way that pen looks. But now you're going to start moving up in price. When you start getting away from these plastic interchangeable cartridge pens, the price is going to start creeping up. I don't know what that was. That was the price creeping up. The price is going to start creeping up. Alright. So after I had this, I was like, okay, I'm ready to step it up. I'm ready to step it up. I got on the tubes and I started typing in videos. What is the best fountain pen for beginners? For someone who just wants to get in at the ground level and all that good stuff. What's the best fountain pen to start out with? And a lot of the reoccurring name that I kept hearing, and I probably should have it up here, but I don't. The reoccurring name that I kept hearing over and over again was the Pilot Metropolitan. I'm going to get your price on this too. Just a second. So this pen that I was telling you about, the Zebra Disposable, $9.99 for a pack of 6. So you do the math on that. Apparently you can't just buy one. Oh, there it is. $4.45 for one. And like I said, that Platinum Preppy was like $5.98 or something like that. But like I said, you want to step it up. You don't want all plastic. You want to step up your game. Your friend has a cool pen. You want a cool pen. So I went searching. They said, hey, best fountain pen for beginners? Pilot Metropolitan. Pilot Metropolitan comes in on Amazon at $25 for one pen. $25 you can buy just about 2 packs of G2s. So that's one reason you might want to pause. Some fountain pens like Mont Blanc and some vintage things and other things I don't know about because I'm poor, hundreds of or thousands of dollars. I've seen fountain pens that were like $1,500. So just letting you know. Second reason you might not want to get into fountain pens, you might not want to get a fountain pen. Ink.
Well, duh.
Ink might be a reason because you're using a G2 now. I mean, you can buy refills for this, but are you going to? Probably not. When this runs out of ink, you're going to toss it aside. They're so cheap, you're just going to toss it in the garbage and get another one. Fountain pen runs out of ink. If it's disposable, like the Zebra one I showed you, you just toss it in the garbage. There ain't nothing else you can do. You can't change the ink in. I guess you could if you got creative somehow. This little plastic jammy right here, take the ink cartridge out. You go on Amazon, find out what kind of ink cartridge this takes. It ain't hard to figure out because it's like only a handful of cartridges that kind of fit like every pen. This is a 5-pack. I bought 5. I want to say it was 5. It was like a bundle. 5 of these 5-packs, so 25 cartridges. This is for the Lamy. What did I do with it? I just had it. Is it in my hand? This is for this pen, the Lamy Safari, which it fits other Lamy pens as well. But I bought 5 of these 5-packs for like, I don't remember, but it was less than $20. It was cheap. And then whenever your fountain pen runs out of ink, you can just pull the cartridge out, put another one in. Now, depending on how much you write, one of those cartridges could last you months. The cartridge in this Kakuno I'm pretty sure it's been in here for like 6 months. And it won't dry up. I don't know why. You think it would, but it won't dry up. It just keeps on writing. It's like the cartridge of infinity in here. I don't know why. Magic is the magic pen. But when I had this, I was using it on a regular basis, and the Metropolitan too. I was using it on a regular basis. I'm going to change the cartridge out at least once a month, depending on what you're writing, how often you write, and whatnot. The ink, it's messy. $25 on this pen, when it runs out, you're not going to throw it away. Unless you're just like rich or something. You're going to be like, well, it's out of ink. I'm going to put ink in it again. It can be messy. It can be expensive because the ink costs money too. And the choices on ink, unlimited. Another reason you might want to not get into fountain pens, they're fragile.
Fragile. It must be Italian.
Now, I'm not talking about like you drop them and they're going to be ruined forever, but possibly. Like I said, they're an investment. Like you drop this G2, chances are it's going to be fine. It's plastic, got some rubber on it. The tip is metal, but it's probably going to be. Now, if it lands tip first, it might be damaged. Maybe you mess with it, try to get it right a little bit. I have a Zebra the F3, is it 301? That I took to work and I dropped it, and I'm assuming it must have landed on the tip because it just will not write the same way it used to. So you may run into that problem. Whatever, like I said, it's a $1 pen. Toss it in the garbage, get you another one. You drop this and it lands on the nib, now you're in trouble. Bend the nib, it's not going to write right, ink's not going to flow right, blah blah blah. You damage something in the pen, like I said, it's kind of fragile in there. That's why fountain pens aren't the mainstream anymore. It's a niche. Back in the day, 100 years ago, everybody used fountain pen. Then they invented the ballpoint pen. Everybody said, hey, that's much more convenient, not as fragile, don't have to fill it up with ink, blah blah blah. And everybody switched over to it. These, you drop them, you can cause yourself some problems. And they're fragile. Especially you pay, hundreds of dollars for a fountain pen, like a Mont Blanc or something like that, and you drop it, and you're like, it's just like this plasticky resin. I'm not real sure. I've never had a Mont Blanc, but you scratch it up. Now you're thinking to yourself, well, it's just a scratch. But if you paid hundreds of dollars for that pen, and you scratched it up because you dropped it on concrete, that might irk you a little bit. Probably irked me a little bit. And finally, trying to get through these last ones quickly. One reason you might not want to get into fountain pens is because you got to clean them.
Really?
You got to clean them. Of all the things fountain pen related, that's probably my least favorite one. I don't like cleaning pens. Usually when I do clean my pens, I make sure I got 2 or 3 of them that need to be cleaned. And then I go in there and clean them all at the same time. Get it all done in one fell swoop and don't have to deal with it. You got a pen that takes cartridges. Take it apart. Pop the cartridge out. This ain't a cartridge, but just an example. Run this under, what I do, take this and hold it under the faucet with some hot water coming out of it. Let the hot water get in there. You'll see the ink that's inside the feed. The part that you can't see. You can see the feed in some pens. We'll take this Preppy out. See if I can show you. Probably not. The feed's right there. You can see the ink in there. So you take the cartridge out. Hold the front part here under the water, hot water. That's what I do. You might have a different way of doing it. And you'll see the ink and it's going to keep on coming. You don't even try to get it all. Man, if you want to sit there for 10-15 minutes and try and let it drip all the ink out, you go ahead and do that. But after I do that for a couple minutes, let the ink get pushed out of there with the hot water, I take it and I stick it in a cup of hot water and I just leave it there and let it sit overnight. And then in the next day, I'll come out, grab it, make sure all the water's out of it. Maybe flush it out under the faucet one more time. And then I'll take a cup, maybe the cup that I had it sitting in overnight, get the water out of it, stuff paper towels in it, then sit it in there like this upright and just let the water drain out of it all day while I'm at work. And then when I come home, it'll be nice and dry, and put it back together, put another cartridge in it, good to go. Or if you got a converter, I'm not real sure how I clean the converter, because I know I've cleaned this one that was like that. Maybe I didn't clean the converter in there, I don't know. But what I probably did, since I can't remember, is I stick, just like you would stick this in a thing of ink, you run the plunger, well, it's already down. Run the plunger down into the warm water, like a cup of warm water. Draw it back up, and then push it back down. Draw it back, and just do that a couple times until you push all the ink out. Now, if you're going to put the same ink in it, you probably don't need to do all that. But, you know, work it out, work all that ink out. So anyway, I'm rambling on about cleaning pens, but the thing is, you got to clean them. You don't have to clean them unless you buy a disposable one, throw it away when it runs out of ink. But if you want to keep it, and like your main goal is, I want a pen that it saves you money. It saves you money because you can, instead of throwing this pen away and having to buy another pen for $6, because this one was $6, you keep the pen, you buy, like I said, several packs of cartridges for like 15-20 bucks that last you like a year or two. You know, they last you a while. But if you're not going to do that, you're going to have to clean it out and replace the ink that's in it. But like I said, it saves you money in the long run. You get a bottle of ink, that thing can last you for years, rather than buying a dozen pens every 6 months or whatever, however much you use them. So those are some reasons that took me too long to say of why you might not want to buy a fountain pen. Now, if you're cool with that, jump right in, because I'm going to tell you, it's like anything else. You buy a fountain pen, like if you go back to my video, Fountain Pens for Pours, I don't remember what the title was, but I'm pretty sure that thumbnail pic was what got it thousands of views. You go back to that video, you'll see how I progressed from this $5 disposable to this $25 Pilot Metropolitan. Then after the Metropolitan, after I got the Metropolitan and I had that for a while, I saw the Lamy Safari and I was like, well, I gotta have that. So I bought that. And then after I got that, I'm just like, I want them all. I want to buy them all. I bought the Black Forest Hongdion? Yeah, Forest series. I think this is the Black Forest. Correct me if I'm wrong. I bought that. Then I just started looking, like, what are some other budget options out there? The Muji fountain pen, very affordable. Pilot Kakuno. Is that how you say it? Yes, Kakuno. The legendary Kaveco Sport. Had to get that. These were all cheap options, but not as cheap as buying a pack of G2s, I'll tell you that. But I'm just saying, once you buy one, the light laced potato chips, you can't eat just one. Try it and see. It's like me with a bag of jalapeno Cheetos. I can't eat just one. Jalapeno Cheetos. If you ain't tried them, they're like fountain pens. You eat one, you're going to want another one. Anyway, I ain't trying to talk you out of fountain pens. I want you to get in it. Get you a fountain pen. Try it out. See how you like it. If you don't like it, send it to me. I'll take it. Get you a disposable. Start out. There's probably cheaper ones than this, even though this is pretty daggum cheap. There's probably cheaper ones than this. This one's only $6. Platinum Preppy. Rechangeable. Is rechangeable a word? It is now. Rechangeable ink cartridge. And I'm pretty sure that the ink cartridge in this is the same one that you can put in the Pilot Metropolitan. They look pretty similar, and there's like a universal standard for, I mean, some of these are different. Like this one's obviously different because it's short, and some other pens, they got different proprietary ink cartridges, but for the most part, there's kind of like a universal standard. Most pens, not most, but there's a lot of pens out there that'll take a Pilot, same cartridge you can put in Metropolitan, you can put in several different pilot. This is a Pilot Kakuno. This is a Pilot Metropolitan. Same cartridge. So it does save you money in the long run, although you got to spend some money up front. Okay. So those are some reasons you might not want to get a fountain pen. But don't listen to me. Go get you a fountain pen. I've been Stormin Norman. I've said things. See y'all later.